Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smash Accept podcast. I'm your host, Michael Royer. You can find me on Twitter at DynastyDadFF, joined as always by my main man at FFSnoog. And you see him down there on the bottom, the man, the myth, the legend, the Brock Stash himself. BrocDynasty's on here to talk a little bit of trades for Trade Show Tuesday. Brock, I mean, you got the Steelers hat on. I saw we're, 25 Sundays away from football. That seems like a crazy number. But, it won't be that long. We're 6 weeks into the offseason. The trades are starting to ramp up. The super chats are ramping up, and the show's ramping up. I'm excited for tonight.
Yeah, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves there. I'm looking at the big 3-0, 30 days until the NFL draft. That's the first milestone we got to hit. So real excited about that. And that'll be in Pittsburgh, so it's going to be great there in the city. But yeah, real excited. Trade show. Got a good show planned for today. Snoog, we got the rookie guide here. Probably going to be releasing in the next week or so. How we feeling?
Yeah, it's feeling good. Just cranked out like 10 plus prospects today. So, we're chipping through that on the back end, getting all the players ready to go, combine numbers, film statistics, production, everything that you can think of under the sun. We're diving through each of these prospects to put together the best, set of 48 rankings that we can give you for your rookie drafts come, April, May, June, and so on. So let's get this rolling. I think we already got 2 super chats. So this is going to be a fun show tonight. I can't wait.
All right, let's kick it off. We all need a little bit of vitamin C. So I got the C4 orange slice. We go from vitamin C to vitamin D. That's Dynasty Trades. Let's kick it off, Brock.
What a transition. I love how you saved the crack of the can.
Dude, it's all part of the process.
It's a ritual.
I don't know if you guys saw it, like on our YouTube link that we have, like literally we're an affiliate code with Ghost right now. So I'm sorry, don't say anything here with them. But if you guys order off there, a little bit kickback to the show. Let's get it going.
All right, we'll start here with trade one, then hit into these super chats. This one coming from Nick Jacobson, submitted through YouTube. We got one side with Gibbs and Ibuka. Other side is Neighbors and Ashton Jeanty Snoog. What do you think here? We got a couple heavy hitters.
It's Neighbors and Jeanty. It is, because I think the gap between Jeanty and Ibuka is massive, where Gibbs and Neighbors isn't huge, but there is a gap. But the gap with, that's a Dynasty Dad special right there. That's what I like to call a reverse volatility trade where I would love this on a rebuild, right? Like you get that, elite cornerstone wide receiver and Neighbors, and you also get a 21, 22-year-old potential superstar running back that, if he comes out and throws up 1,600 and 15 touchdowns, he's probably in the same tier with Gibbs and Bijan or just slightly less. So
I love doing trades like this. I tell everybody in Dynasty, I think a 1-for-1 trade is garbage. Like I never want to do it. Right. So I'm always like, and I'm not saying that it's just something that can't work out, but if I do it and I believe that I could do a 2-for-2, then I'm like, all right, we're gonna win this trade. You know what I mean? And I think the gap between Neighbors and Gibbs is going to get much smaller, and the gap between Jeanty and Ibuka is going to get much larger. However you want to look at it, the right side is going to win this trade unless we have another major injury to Malik Neighbors, and I got my fingers crossed. The first couple trades are all going to be this or that, so then we're going to jump into some supers because I love these kind of trades. When you got 2 guys, someone's going to get a clear win. Someone's going to go there, and I think a lot of these are from the Discord, ones that we're going to try to help you with. This one here happens to be from Twitter.
All right, this one from a Dynasty fan. He's asking Jefferson and Laporta or Kraft and Hampton. Dad, I'll throw this one your way. We got a tight end on both sides, but Jefferson and Hampton alongside him. What side do you prefer?
This will probably be the first one where Snoog and I disagree, but I'm taking Kraft and Hampton all day long. The Kraft is so much better than Laporta at this point. I mean, you're going to get – we saw Kraft being the tight end 1 before he got injured. The Packers have done nothing except lose. They lost Romeo Doubs, so they're not going to be like Matthew Golden's not going to take over. Christian Watson, he's an injury risk just waiting to happen. It's just not going to happen for me. And I think Omarion Hampton, especially if this is, this is full PPR, but I think the gap between Hampton and Jefferson is really not that far in comparison to the gap for me between Kraft and Laporta. And I know Kraft is a guy I'm buying everywhere. I'm buying him on rebuilds. I'm buying him on contenders. He's literally the best tight end value in football.
Yeah, love me some Kraft, but I can't pass up on getting Justin Jefferson here. I mean, he's still up there, best wide receiver in football. I like Laporta. I'm starting to convince myself back onto the Laporta train just because of the value of him. If Laporta and Kraft score the same points, I wouldn't be shocked. If Jefferson and Hampton score the same points this year, I would be shocked. So I'm going to take the best wide receiver in football here. He's 26 years old, who just got a QB upgrade. Love me some Hampton, love me some Kraft, but it just doesn't feel rich enough for me to move off Justin Jefferson. Brock, what about you? This is a tough one. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm going to lean the Jefferson side as well. Unless, again, I think Kraft would have to really take a huge step over Laporta. Like if they're both giving you, is this 1.75, Dad? Is this a smash league? 0.5?
0.5.
If they're like more than 1.5 points per game apart from each other, that would shock me. So if they're close or in the same range, at least I would lean Jefferson over Hampton, but it's hard not to get excited about Hampton right now. I wasn't high on him coming into last year, but showed some flashes, the injury, but Harbaugh. Now we got McDaniel in the system. So I think the sky's the limit for him, but I'll lean the Jefferson side here.
I got to play a little devil's advocate here because everybody, and I know Stu, you're driving that train, and I haven't bought a single share of Jefferson, and I'm probably not going to, because everyone's just from everybody's values, I've seen they've literally just moved him back to where he was. I mean, McCarthy was garbage, but Jefferson put up an absolute. I mean, I'm trying not to swear on the show, but it was horrific. He was wide receiver 25 or 28. It was disgusting, right?
He was good at Wentz.
Okay, but Kyler Murray is like, we're not. There's no lock that Kyler Murray is going to be back to what he was before. So I'm just playing a little devil's advocate. He's going to be 27. I think we're at a spot where Jefferson's a phenomenal player, but I think everyone wants to believe that Kyler Murray is going to be the savior in Minnesota. I want to just pump the brakes a little bit for paying full price. So that's all I'm throwing there. I agree. This is a fun trade. I knew we were going to be split on this one, which is fun. Let's see if we split on the next one too, because I like what Brock has to break the tie there. And also, if you guys are on there in the comments while you're watching this, when you guys are in there in the comment section, let us know what you think. Like we're literally the YouTube comment section on the trade show is literally getting 80 to 100 comments every single week. Most of them are these questions of like this or that. But if you want to take a side, do it. We're here to talk.
Yeah. All right, trade 3 from Modify Season, submitted through Discord. We got Stroud and Neighbors or Burrow and Burden here, Snoog. I like these first 3 that we got here.
These are kind of fun, right?
Another QB receiver for QB receiver, Snoog. What side do you lean here?
Burrow over Neighbors, but very close, depending on format. 12-team or 14-team Superflex 6-point. Give me Joe Burrow. Burden over Stroud.
Okay.
I'll take the Burden and Stroud side.
I was in my head. I'm taking. I know
if it's 10-team, it's Neighbors by a mile.
Yeah, no, it's 12. I think this is the kind of situation, and I know I just don't tend to own CJ Stroud, so this is a trade that I would make to get a quarterback who's going to put up elite numbers, and then a wide receiver who's ascending, right? Because I think Stroud's not going to gain a ton of value this year. Neighbors could, Burden will, Burrow's likely going to stay right where he's at. You know what I mean? So this is a fun trade. I love these kind of trades. They're very fun to do. One team's really feeling good about themselves. When it all comes down to it, you got to play the game too. We got a comment here from All World Fantasy. He said, I absolutely adore this. I don't know why I said who, but show. It offers wealth, insight, advice while maintaining enjoyable and engaging conversation. Love to cover my roster with straight cash, homie. And he's going to be on, I believe he booked a show for our April 6th. Snoog, that's been, I love Tuesdays. We talked about that, but now Mondays are starting to do 8 o'clock. We're doing the roster reviews. They're starting to take off. We're booking multiple weeks in advance. People seem to really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's been a real good time. DM me at FFSnoog on Twitter or at DynastyDadFF to book 2 spots. I think it might be 1 spot actually left for that 4-6 show. The next one will be mid-April when we have our next Monday show after that. So we're booked out 2 weeks in advance almost now. Yeah. We're ready to go. We're doing rebuilds. We're doing contenders. We're diving through the rosters, the leagues, looking at how can we make this team better? How can we dive through the process, construct trades around your roster and take it to the next level. So it's been a really good time doing those on the show.
We didn't talk about this in the beginning, but we will give away VIP Patreon at 5, 10, 15, and at 20, we will give a roster review away, which depending on if you're in the Discord or not, that's somewhere between a $60 and $75 value, which is awesome. We got our first couple super chats. First one here, I want to, honestly, it's Holy Smoke's birthday. All right. We big fan of the show. He's always on here. We love it. Shout out to you, Brock. Let's see what the trade is.
Yeah, happy birthday here, Holy Smokes, and appreciate the super chat. 12-team Superflex, half-point tight end premium. Should he send Dalton Kincaid, Jalen Coker, a 27 third in the 401 for the 202 Chigo Okonkwo, Ramondre, and Geno Smith? This one feels like a no-brainer, but Dad, what do you think here? And how do you feel, Snoog, about Starburst jelly beans?
Is this a no-brainer? I mean, I don't know. This is kind of like an ugly trade to me, but
yeah,
I think Kincaid.
I would take 202 side.
I'd take 202 side.
Hold on, let me finish my sentence. I said I think Kincaid's really close to the 202. I think Chigo Okonkwo is over Coker. Chig's actually a big-time winner in the offseason. The 27 third is less than Ramondre and Geno, clearly. So it's a win. But Snoog, what about these Starburst jelly beans he's talking about?
I've never had those. They sound fire. I love the pink Starburst. Pink Starburst and red Starburst that's my jam right there. So
that's right.
Yeah.
It was an
whole bag of those.
It was a sad day when C4 could no longer, they lost their contract with Starburst. The pink Starburst, elite. Drop a comment if you like that one, but here we go.
All right, next one coming in from Ty K. Appreciate it here, Ty. He said, gents, would you rather have Scadaboo or the 110 and 111? Can I win a wheel spin one time? We'll try and get you the wheel spin, Ty. But Dad, 2 firsts for Scadaboo. What do you think?
Scadaboo's not worth 2 firsts. I just can't. You know what I mean? Now we just did our Chad Reuter mock, and Snoog. I mean, we saw Jadarian Price go at 110 because he went to the Niners, and Mike Washington went at 111 to Seattle. I would re-roll with 2 prospects, but ultimately, I'm not giving a second for a majority of the running backs. I know that the whole narrative has come around how bad this class is, but just pump the brakes a little bit. I mean, we are in that particular draft. We saw Casey Concepcion go to the Dolphins at 7, right? And then at 8, Snoog, you got to help me with some of these. But I mean, I know we had Jadarian Price was in that range who went really high. Who else did we have in that?
It was Boston. Casey Concepcion.
Eli Stowers went up there. Stowers to the Ravens. Yep. Jadarian Price. I mean, there's guys that, and that's not even saying maybe a Jonah Coleman to the Vikings, or there's a lot of Boston to the right spot. Yeah, for sure. So I'm taking the 2. And good luck. I know you want to win the wheel. I hope you do. As long as you don't see the name Doof in here, you got a good chance.
Yeah, Doof's got some crazy magic going on with those spins. Speaking of spins, this one coming from P Spin. Appreciate the super chat. 14-team super flex league. We got one side with Dak Prescott. Other side is Baker Mayfield and Tank Bigsby. He has Saquon, so wants a little insurance there, Snoog. But Baker or Dak, 14-team. Which quarterback do you lean here?
I want Dak by a lot, by a second plus. Like at this point in time, he's got crazy weapons. He's a better player.
Throw a third out there for Bigsby if you really want to feel confident. I put out my top 10 insurance backs today, and I have him at number 10. I do think he could put up some monster numbers if Saquon were to go down. But I mean, you're downgrading a quarterback, and I don't like it.
Yeah. 1BH, next one here. He said, contending trade, a late 27 first for A.J. Brown. Snoog, you agree here?
That news when he's a New England Patriot is going to hit like crap.
It's not good for over here, but it's definitely good for that,
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Yeah. Never know. Maybe they'll draft someone if they end up trading him. It just sucks that if they do, it's going to have to be post June 1st. So there's going to be that weird month and a half period where it's like
you could still have like a sign, like a draft and trade, kind of like this is going to be the guy that we want part of that.
Yeah, you can trade during the NFL draft. Like, remember A.J. Brown got traded during the NFL draft with the Titans?
Yeah, but his is more of it has to be done after June 1st. But it's
Why?
a weird
Is it
situation.
Just a cap thing? Yeah.
All right, Paradigm here. Next super chat up. Appreciate it. He said 10-team super flex. What would be an ideal return for Stroud or Dad? Should he just sell or hold? 10-team quarterback, a little diluted, but what do you think?
Well, 10-team is diluted. In a 12-team, I say he's worth the 106. So in a 12-team, in a 10-team, he's worth less than that. So like I feel like you have to hold. Like you can't sell now. And if you do sell now, you have to do it like one of these trades we just looked at, right? Like that trade there up above where, what was it? Stroud, you upgraded a wide receiver somewhere else. So if you do it, Paradigm, and I know you're in the Discord, so hit me up and I'll kind of help tailor one for you. But I mean, I look at it, Snoog, where I'm like, I think you can win a trade where you give up Stroud plus a wide receiver and you get a slightly better quarterback, or even on the other side, you get a more dominant quarterback for the time being, like Stafford, and really upgrade at wide receiver. But you got to get creative with it. You can't just sell for picks. I mean, if you sell for picks, I'd want the 104, and there's no way you're going to get it.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you're probably better off holding unless you can get someone to bite and give you a 27-1.
He's like one of the only guys that I would say really fits that mold of like, it's a hold at quarterback. I'm either buying or selling so many guys here. He's one of them. I think this is a for the love of the game. I was
trying to look for a message. Yeah, I didn't see
I don't
anything,
see it.
So,
if
you drop something, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, we'll find it here. Give me 1 second. I'll just try to. It was super close. Yo, I love this. Captain Zohan's going from Pokemon last week. He's sitting here with my fiance watching Smash Accept. Life has been made.
That's
dude.
Awesome.
This cowbell is not for you, Hans. This is for your fiance. Like watching Smash Accept with your fiance on the sofa, like it's
shit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch Bridgerton with her after this or something like that. You're gonna have to even up the score, but I love it. One more here from Jaime, and then we'll get back to the regular. I love how this worked out. 3 real nice this or that's, 7 super chats. Let's get it.
All right, Jaime, wouldn't be a trade show Tuesday without Jaime sliding through. Appreciate you, Jaime. He said, when you are rebuilding, what do you do with the 105, and what's the gap against the 27 late first? Snoog, you have that 105. You taking your pick, or you moving for a late 27?
If I can get Jordan Tyson at the 105, I'm going to be owning him in probably every single rebuild I have, because you're not getting what you should for a 105 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, you remember 2024 when the 106 was like Drake May, Brock Bowers, or it was Drake May or Brock Bowers in every single league.
Rome kind of flirted there.
Yeah, and it was like the sweet spot. So it was like 107 then was like the sweet spot. 105 this year is like you just get whoever falls, and it's so much less risk taking Tyson 105 than 102, right? So it's like such a big gap. Maybe it's 102 into 105 plus a first. Can you do it?
I posted this in the Discord today. You guys probably can't see it, but it's a future rookie landscape. This is how I have it ranked for the next couple years. The legendary status, tier 1, 27 101, 26 101, and early 27 first. The next one, we go down to our elite tier, and you're looking at 102, 103, 104, 2028 101, mid 27 first. That's that next spot. Then we go down to the next one. It's 105, early 28 first, then a late 27 first. So I'm not trading it, and then I have 106 after that. And I think people start to I understand we've been hyping the 27 class. If you gave me a 27 late first and a 201, I'd consider it, but I don't think you're going to get that. Everybody's really looking at that 27 class, which Snoog, this makes me think, while everybody's zigging, we're going to zag. Go out there and send your late 27 first for the 105 today. Just go do it. Because worst case scenario is you get Jordan Tyson. Some of them it's going to be Mendoza. Like, dude, it's the smash pick. And I think if Kenyon Sadiq doesn't get a good landing spot, there's a big gap.
Yeah. All right, back to the trade show here. We got trade 4 from JC Hall, submitted through Discord. He said he's tearing down in a rebuild. Is Knicks in a 28 first? We'll call it mid, early, or excuse me, enough for Hurts.
Yeah, this was smash 9. I like this trade. I think it was fair for both. 0.25 points per carry, so Hurts gets that bump. Paying up for Hurts, as a contender, great move. Rebuilding, insulating back. Knicks in a first, no-brainer.
Yeah, shout out to Wild Wild West on that. When he came in there, guns blazing. I think he made like 5 trades in 3 days.
Yeah, that league.
That's a monster one. In there. So, yeah, I own everybody's picks except Snoog. I'll be coming for your 27 first. Don't worry, I'll be coming for it. That roster's rough.
My team's like all like it's
Saquon, old as dirt.
CMC, Jonathan Taylor, and then I have Drake May.
Right. No, it's older than the Dynasty Dad here. It's rough.
All right, Yates with the next trade here from the Discord. Another rebuilding team. He's asking, is 101 and a mid 27 first enough to tear down from Drake May, Dad? This one's interesting. You're getting the running back stud, but you're getting another first to insulate.
I don't think it's quite enough. I think it's close. I said I would want another 27 second, or I would want a quarterback that I could do something with. I think a lot of people are really a guy like Drake May is what we call a foundational quarterback. You don't need to move him, right? Next year, how good does Jeremiah Love have to be to close this gap? He has to be a top 5 running back. He has to put up 1,500 all-purpose yards and 10 touchdowns. And if he doesn't, then you lose this trade. You know what I mean? Like, relax with a guy like Drake May. You don't have to make this trade now. I would say if you're going to do it, I would want a 1-2 swap or at minimum an early 27-second on top. I love all these. This show's kind of cool because we had the this or that's, the super chats, and now we're on to the rebuilds in a row. It's like, I must be back here just typing away somehow.
You're
like
in the lab.
It's like that scene in Old School where Will Ferrell has to debate against the Raging Cajun, and then he just like wakes up and he's like, "What happened? I blacked out." After he like dominated him in it. Snoog, do you know the movie Old School? We got to get this. Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn. Come on, you got to watch it. It's a classic, man.
No, I haven't dove into a lot of those older school. I'm more of like a newer movie guy. Like I watch a lot of like the newer stuff, like 2010s through now. But I watched Pulp Fiction probably 6 months ago, and I was starting to dive into Tarantino movies, and I like those a lot. So
I'm catching my son up on the classics, so I got it. Yeah. I got it. We'll catch you up too, brother. Let's go.
All right, Colst is asking this trade: Neighbors 108 or 101 or 102. He's pretty much just penciling in Love and Mendoza. Snoop, what do you think?
I'm taking the 101, and I'm not thinking 100%. Twice about it. The gap between 2 and 108 is massive, and then getting Jeremiah Love there with Neighbors feels kind of crazy to say a lateral move, because I do think Neighbors is like a damn near generational talent, but like it's close, it's right there. So
can we talk about that real quick? Is like the amount of Malik Neighbors trades I see on Twitter, on YouTube, and in the Discord. I'm like, we're not. Why are we giving up here? Like he got injured. I understand that, but this guy is absolutely elite. Let's go ahead here. Speaking of elite, we're back onto the super chats. We just hit number 10, Brock. So that means we're going to be giving away 2 months of the VIP Patreon. We're going to hit first one here. There you go.
All right. This one coming from Sherda or C. Herda, one of the two. Appreciate the super chat. He said he has Josh Allen, Drake May, Jordan Love, trying to find a way to insulate one of these quarterbacks. He's asking for our thoughts. Debated on trying to insulate Love to Kyler Murray. He needs a tight end bad. So, Dad, you got a team like this, 3 great QBs, tearing down from one to maybe build out another position. How would you go about this?
100%. I mean, I'm keeping Josh because Smash Accept 22 starts tomorrow. It was supposed to start April 1st. I put in the draft order today, and everybody begged me, and they're like, "Let's get it going." And I'm one of those kind of dads. When the kids are behaving, I'm gonna give you that special treat. We're good. We're drafting tomorrow. And the guy at 102 messaged me, and he's like, "Yo, you want to move up?" And I'm like, "I don't want to pay up for Drake May. I'll pay up for Josh Allen." And I think that's where I'm at right now. It's like until the Patriots get AJ Brown, I just can't do it. And once they get AJ Brown, how much higher can he go? He's already the 102. He can't go any higher. So Drake May is capped. Then that's fine. So I'm rolling with those two. But for Jordan Love is a guy that I just think I would love to. If you need to get down to tier in, I keep saying this to everybody. My third quarterback with these two guys, I don't even think you need to tier down to someone as good as Kyler Murray. I think I go cheaper. I take Jordan. I take Jordan Love. And I try to get Tucker Kraft. You need a tight end. I try to get Harold Fannin. I try to work it out and get a 2 for 2 and try to work it that way. Or I even go all the way down to like a Matthew Stafford and get something plus. Or Malik Willis literally has been on such a roller coaster, but the guy's going to rush for 800 yards. I don't care. They're going to draft wide receivers. I go down there because I don't think your QB3 is as important when you have 2 elite quarterbacks like this. If you're QB3, like even Snoog said, Jacoby Brissett's a great fill-in right now. You get him for a cheap and then trade Jordan Love straight up for Tucker Kraft, like straight up in those moves. But I just don't think you're going to be comfortable starting Jordan Love, and I think you're going to be doing great if you can go ahead and upgrade at that tight end position. Snoog.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit it on the head. I'm looking through the comments. I'm getting absolutely roasted for not knowing that old school movie. So I'm going to have to tap in and start ripping some of the old time
do you know
movies.
Old school, like our Wedding Crashers?
I've seen
like Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So it's definitely worth it, man. I'm like, we'll party it up.
Is that the one when he's playing the song on the speaker, like while he's about to get married? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Well, that's actually movie night.
Yeah, let's do it. This one here, we're definitely onto that one.
Des movie night.
Brock, I know. Did Des catch it? The next one here is Des didn't catch it. Did he? I believe he did.
I would say so.
Well, I'm going to this one to you, Brock, since we did it that way. A-Chain, T. Higgins, and Justin Fields, or Bijan in the late 27 first.
Oh, yeah, I'll take Bijan there.
I'm going to get you guys a cowbell for your own. We'll just start getting it rolling. But that one's a no-brainer.
Yeah. All right, All World Fantasy here with the next one. Appreciate the super chat. He said, I got offered at Jacobs and Ibuka for Puka. Snoog, is this enough, or are you holding Puka here?
Puka out there biting people and shit. I don't know. He's got to get it figured out. But I mean, no, it's not enough. Yeah. Throw 27 first on that left side, and now we're talking. But Dad, I'm finding myself buying 28 ones right now. Like there.
Oh, I know.
No one wants to trade 27. Cool. Give me a 28. I don't care what class it is. Just keep feeding me picks.
Malachi Tony, Bryce Underwood, Decorian Moore. There's the guys in
this
class.
Give me a good running back class.
Bo Jackson. I know I usually wear my Bo nose, but Bo Jackson's in that class. Not the OG, but he's a kid. No, we get this spot here where I think this is short of first. It's got to be at least a mid 27 first or an early 28 first, unless Puka. I saw someone post on Twitter that Puka's turning into AJ or Antonio Brown 2.0. Just chill, man. We're not there yet. I like this. Crazy. Jaime's back.
All right, Jaime back with another one. He said, "What if the 105 ends up being Mendoza?" So this is interesting here, Dad, because 105 we always say you're getting the receiver that falls. But what if the quarterback falls here? Everyone's got quarterbacks; they don't want to take them, and you're already stacked at receiver. You're on the clock at 105, and Mendoza's there.
You just take
105 for 106 Addison in a second. Would you move back one pick to get Addison in a second?
Because here's what's happening, right? Is like, so last year, if I valued Teteroy McMillan as the 102 and he fell to the 105, I don't value him as the 105. I value him as the 102. And that happened in drafts last year where people were taking Hampton, they were taking Hendo, they were taking Hunter, and I got Ted at 105. And people were like, well, Dad, you said the price from 105 to 106 is this. But the price from 105 to 106 isn't that if my 102 falls to that, right? So like if your 102, which I believe is Mendoza, unless this is 10 team, falls there, if you're rebuilding, you're trading Dak. Like that, you have Bo Nix. What good is Dak Prescott on a rebuild, right? Like in 2 years. So I'm trying to trade Dak for a 27 first or Stroud for a 27 first. Sometimes your league might not value it right off the bat, but after a couple games with Mendoza, I would be much more comfortable rolling with Mendoza and Bo Nix in a year or 2 years than I would with Dak and Stroud personally.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's tough because Addison a second in the 106. Like that. I'm feeling like Addison's a good buy low right now. Like Kyler is notorious for that deep ball, and like Addison's.
It's good value, but my question to that is, Snoog, like I said, is would you give up 102 for Addison 106 in a second? I don't think you would.
Nah.
But if it was 105 and you were like, oh, that's probably Tyson, I think you would, right? Like I think that changes it. So hold the 105.
Hold clear on the clock to make sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. 1BH here with another one. Appreciate it, 1B. He said a late 27 first for Kelsey. I can stop reading.
Hold on. I'm going to get arthritis on this one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. A late 27 second is enough for Travis Kelsey. I haven't seen somebody sell him for a second in over a calendar year.
But to answer your question, yes, the first is way too much. I got the update, he signed a 3-year deal. I thought it was bait at first. I was like,
well, look, did you see what it is? It's so they can spread it out. No, it's so they can spread it out and maneuver the cap. It's a 1-year deal. He's not playing 3 years. It's a 3-year deal, but it has opt-outs, so it's set up so he's playing 1 more year. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. We're all under the same impression still. All right, Austin Ashby here. Appreciate the super chat, Austin. He's asking, is the 1-2, 110, and 27 second fair for the 101 and 112? You're contending, Dad. What side do you want? The 101?
Oh, 101 by a country mile. Snoog, tell me if I'm wrong, but even if you take the 112 out there, I wouldn't trade the 101 for 102, 110, and a 27 second.
I'm not doing it either.
Contending, I want love everywhere I can. So if you're getting love plus the 112, I mean, kudos to you, Austin. I'm going to cowbell that one. That's right on there. Two more super chats here. They're cranking in.
This 112 for 28 first.
This profile picture is cracking me up. There's a sleeper team on the computer screen and a clown.
With the clown, I love it.
B-Low for the love of the game. Appreciate you, B-Low. Next one, Too Rich, Brett TV. Thanks for sliding through. 12-team Superflex. We got one side, Jonathan Taylor and Kyler. Other side, Bucky, a late 27-1, and Woody Marks' dad. What do you like here?
This is an absolute smash. This is Kyler Murray for Woody Marks. Like, I would not. The gap between Bucky and Jonathan Taylor has just grown. Honestly, with Kenneth Gainwell and Sean Tucker there, Bucky has dropped out of the same tier as Jonathan Taylor. I think Bucky and a late 27 first is slightly more than Jonathan Taylor. But then you have Kyler versus Woody Marks. It's not even close. I'm taking the Jonathan Taylor side. I mean, I'm starting to think, just like Snoog was with Sam Laporta, like I'm buying Bucky where I can, because people have started to move him down way lower than where they should have. But I mean, this one here, I'm taking Jonathan Taylor all day.
Yep.
He said, yep. All right.
This one easy for me.
This next one's kind of fun.
All right. Back to Trade 6, Great Lakes Chaos. I like the name there. He said the league is fairly active during the season, but it's pretty hard to trade. They feel like they have to win each trade. What would your approach be with the 101 for a rebuild? So, Dad, you might have a little more context. Does he have the 101? And he
has the 101.
Cascade?
He's looking to trade it. He said, everybody shows up draft time, but everybody wants to win all their trades. He said, should I just draft Jeremiah Love and let them try to figure out what happens after they see that he's on my team? Because I know you guys preach about the 0 RB, but Snoog, I'm telling everybody, if you don't get 3 first compensation for Jeremiah Love, you just draft him. Did that. We did that on rebuilds with Bijan, with Gibbs, with Saquon, with all of those running backs in the past. It's going to work itself out. There's going to be a time in the season where you can get at least 227 first, if not more, for Jeremiah Love. Like, I know we've been looking at it, and the guys that get drafted, where he's going to go, the hit rate is nearly 100%. It's like 97% at a guy over the last 15 years getting drafted inside the top 10 as a running back. It's going to happen. If he goes inside the top 5, it's literally 100% correlation to a top 24 season or a top 12 season, I should even say, within 2 years.
Yep, absolutely. It's tough, right? When you're in these type of leagues, because I get this a lot, and it's like, people we do reviews for, people on the show, like, it's hard to do a lot of these trades because the leagues aren't active traders, or they don't trade during the off season, or they have to, smoke you in a trade to do it. But I feel like trading an asset like a Jeremiah Love is so easy to do, even in those type of leagues, because I feel like even if you throw them like 102 or 103 plus a first, they're going to jump on it, right? They're going to be like, oh, I can get a superstar right now and just give up my first. Here you go. Like, I feel like you're not going to struggle as much with that as if you would trying to sell like a Derrick Henry, right? Or like a veteran with not much value, or, a Brian Thomas Jr. or Rome Odunze, right? These guys that are kind of falling on their face right now and losing value. So I think with a 101, like, you have all the power in the world, dude. You either take Jeremiah Love and sell him when he's dropping 18 points per game on the Titans next year, or you just drop him, or you just take him and let him sit on your team. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. And leagues like that, I mean, it's frustrating, I know, but every time I sit down with a guy 101, he's like, this league prefers picks, so they don't really look at veterans the same way. And another one will be like, this league doesn't care about picks. So, like, you got to figure out your niche. You got to figure out who's the guy that's a Titans fan or a Giants fan, or there's going to be windows to sell.
Yeah. Shots fired here, submitted through Discord with the next trade. We got Herbert and Bijan, or Jaden Daniels, the 101 and the 201 Snoog. What do we like on this one?
Yeah, this one keeps popping up in the Discord.
All over. You know what's funny?
I've heard it a couple times.
Do you know why? It's because both guys are in the Discord in their own, in like a league. It's the first time it's ever happened.
I feel like I've answered this 10 times. Wow.
The one guy was like, he's like, what about this? And the other guy's like, what about this? And I find myself answering to try to help win the side for each of them. I'm like, oh no, ask for this. And then the other guy comes to me and I'm like, ask for this. And I'm like, wait a second. You guys are in the same league. What the heck? So he said you took one side, I took the other. So I'm interested to see what your side you're on here.
I thought it was Daniel's 101 and another first, not the 201 originally. I told him to take the Daniel side if that was the case. But right now I'm taking the Herbert and Bijan side. I think Daniels and Herbert are close enough, just in value. They're basically a year or two apart in age. It's not like you're getting that much younger with Daniels. And I think Herbert can easily outscore Daniels this year. And then Bijan for Jeremiah Love in the 201. I love it. If that was a 27 first, I'd be smashing my phone taking the Jaden Daniels side, but it's a 201, so it's different.
I was on the Daniels side when it was a 27 first, I thought too.
Me too.
But it's changed a bunch of different times. I think it's actually pretty fair because I have Daniels considerably over. I have Daniels considerably over Herbert, but Bijan is considerably over the 101 too. But I think there's I don't think like if they all play their best football, the 101 will get closer to Bijan than Herbert will Daniels, in my opinion. I think Daniels could really ascend back into a top 3 asset in Dynasty if we need to. These are the kind of trades that we love talking about. We got both guys in the same league in the Discord, patreon.com/smash accept. We're $5 a month at the minimum base. We have VIP, we have all access, basically whatever you need, we're here for it. And I really appreciate you guys that are in there. If you want to check it out, DM me. We got a lot of different potential things going on. Just like my man, William Bonnet, Bonnet, I don't want to pronounce it wrong. That's usually Brock's thing, but he joined the Discord today. Brock, I'm going to let you pronounce it so it's right.
Nope, you already butchered it. I'm not going to take another swing. We got William coming through the super chat. Appreciate it, William. 12-team PPR Superflex. He took over an orphan last year, went all in, and finished 5th. So this left him with no picks in 26. But current team right now, quarterbacks, May, Stafford, Young, running backs, Gibbs and Brees, receivers, London, Terry, DK Sutton, Bowers at tight end. So he's already set up for a roster review. Dad, should he go full rebuild or try and retool? It's tough with no first this year. But the receivers look a little weak. Snoog, he's looking something up. I'll kick it your way. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm just pulling up because we were talking about, he pulled up the trade. His first offer he had was the 110 and a 27 second for Brees Hall, and I don't think that's enough. So we kind of went that way. It does look like a rebuild to me, but there's some nice pieces here. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to kind of dive into it because you have some high-end assets, right? You have the QB2, you have the RB2, you have the tight end 1, you have London. I think we're going to look at this thing properly, and we're going to decide it's not a contender or a rebuilder. It's going to be a retool where we go ahead and we trade Bowers for Loveland in a first, and we trade London for Igbuka in a first, and we trade Gibbs for Hampton in a first. And next thing you know, this thing built out, we're set up, and we got picks in the future. I see teams like this, Snoog, where you have no 26 picks, no 27 picks, and now all of a sudden you're like, I'm pigeonholed, and I want to just help you retool this and tear it down a little bit.
Yeah, I've been telling everybody in the Discord, stop selling your 28 first. Like that's how you just bury yourself into a trap. And then 2 years go by, you have all these injuries, people retire, veterans fall off, and you're scrambling trying to get your pick back, and you ruin your team. I'm perfectly fine giving my 27 first up if I'm confident it's a contender. Do not give away a pick 2 years out in advance, because people were doing this with 27 first 2 years ago.
Amen.
And I was like, look what happens.
Yeah. No, and you're right on, because I was actually I have a post ready to go this week where it's like, dude, the 28 class is really good. If your pick is late, you have to. That's why I was coming up with that chart where the values line up, and it's like an early 28 first is way higher than a late 27 first. I mean, like you have to look at that as closer to that mid. Thank you for the love of the game there, Dion's Raw. We got super chat number 19 here, Brock.
All right, Nostalgic High. Appreciate the super chat. He's asking, should he trade Willis, the 110, and a 27 mid first, or Garrett Wilson, likely in the 209? Half-point tight end premium, Snoog. What do you like here?
I'll take Willis if I can flip him for a 28 first. I mean, that's just 3 firsts for Garrett Wilson. That's a banger to me.
Yeah, what you talking about, Willis? I gotta get some Malik Willis there for sure as well. We got some fun trades coming up. We're only on trade number 10, but we got some good ones here in the docket from 10 through 20. So let's start rolling.
All right, trade 10 here coming from Jeremy Akern. I've seen him on Twitter before. He's with the Smash team. We got one side with Goff, Olave, and the 103 with a 27-second thrown in there. Other side, 101 or Love, or wait, maybe it's Jordan Love. Jordan Love, Tet, and the 107.
Yeah, it is.
Dad, what do you think on this one?
I went Goff all day. I mean, I look at this as like Olave and the 103. The gap between Goff and Olave really isn't much. But when you talk about Tet 107 versus Olave 103, give me Mekhi Lemon and Chris Olave over Tedaroy McMillan and Omar Cooper at this point. And I think the quarterback doesn't change enough for me. I like having that 103, and the 27-second insulates it.
Yeah, that one's interesting. I think Goff and Love, I don't want to say you could cross them out, but they're damn near close to the same tier. 103 over the 107 by a mile. I almost want the Olave side here, but that's
what he said.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Olave side here. I think Tet. I'm
gonna go on a limb and tell you you're right.
I feel like Tet's a really good rebuilding piece, but if I'm contending, I almost want to shop Tet and be like, who can I get with Tet? Can I get London? Can I get Garrett Wilson? Can I get these other guys that are gonna outscore him because they're probably gonna?
Hey, Jeremy's been doing great work in the Discord as well as Twitter. There's his code right there. Ekedge that's EKEDGE if you're listening, not watching. That'll get you 50% off your first month. Our best promotion of the year is done. We are no longer doing Spring 30. I know we kept that up for like 2 weeks to get through daylight savings time together here, but this is your best deal right now, 50% off for your first month, only your first month, but it's a good way to get in, get your feet wet, see if Smash Accept Discord and Patreon is for you. So it's the best way. If you're not a commitment guy, go for it. If you want to put a ring on it, you message me about for your yearly.
All right. Tie that down for a year if you like. Trade 11 from Galapoa, submitted through Discord. We got a 14-team Superflex league. Snoog, do you want a late 27 first or the 109?
27 first all day long.
Here's the interesting part, Snoog. It's 14 team. So that's like a early
late could be 110 to 114. Yeah.
I would think this. I would say a late 14 team is 112 to 204. So
give me the 109.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I want the 27 first in theory. I think the 27 first is going to carry more value, but I really got to dig into where that is. I did say the 27 first, but it is really close. I would wait.
Yeah.
If I have the 109, I would wait till draft day, because in a 14 teamer, you might get a 27 first plus an add-on. Because I think at 109, if it's 14 team and it's tight end premium, Eli Stowers falls there, or Jadarian Price gets a good landing spot to Minnesota or Houston or Texas or Seattle. Man.
Yeah.
And Snoog, just so you know what's going to happen, Devon A-Chain's getting traded to the Seahawks. Just write it down.
That'll be wild.
Write it down.
Trade 12 here coming from Doc Tech, submitted through Discord. He said Hampton, Trey Harris, or Pickens, Jalen Noel, 308. He's got 327 ones, including this guy's now, who has a slim running back room. So a couple Chargers or Pickens, Noel, and 308. Snoog, what do you want?
I love George Pickens, but I'm taking Omari and Hampton here all day long. 21, 22-year-old RB, first-round pick, tied to McDaniels, Harbaugh, a healthy, elite offensive line with Joe Altback, Rashawn Slater, Justin Herbert. I feel like you have to be like the worst running back in the world to not be able to score like 250-plus fantasy points at a floor in this offense. Yeah. And I feel like anyone, like any starting running back that's decent can score like 280, 300. He's probably going to score 300 to 350.
Doc's a longtime listener. This is a proud moment because he not only did this, but if you look closer, he says that he has this guy's 27 first, and now this guy's running back room is Quinshon Judkins and Kenneth Gainwell. If Judkins can't go, this running back room is taking a beating. You know what I mean? Like, this could put you over the spot where it's like unintentionally that guy has an RB void, and that becomes, you've traded for Amarion Hampton, but then ipso facto, you've also ruined his
bump that pick up a couple picks.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. It's always something to think about. Trade 13 from Glenn F2. We got the 102, and 2 27-1s here for CD, James Cook, and Jared Goff. Dad, what do we like here? Nice 3 for 3.
This trade here, is just like my dog running in a circle chasing her tail. I'm taking the 102 and 227 first. I mean, I think Lamb is worth. I can understand it from a contending side, right? Because I know the right side is contending, and I think this is a fair exchange. If I'm rebuilding, I think this is enough to move it. I have Lamb worth a little bit more than the 102, definitely closer to that 101 range. But I think Cook. Whoa. I think Cook and Goff, you don't want to combine those two names. Cook and Goff are both guys that are probably going to depreciate a little bit. So I can see it from both sides. I think this is one where it's win-win.
Yeah, if I'm going all in, I love the Lamb side. Even if not, I still think the value's on the Lamb side. I think Lamb's worth the 102 and a 27 first, and then you got that extra 27 first for James Cook and Goff. Feels light. Throw a 28 first on that left-hand side. I'd be feeling really good about it, but I'm going to take the Lamb side here value-wise.
Yeah. Another 1-2 first, probably a 28 1-2 swap probably gets it done a little bit better.
Yeah. Charles Vista here, trade 14. He's asking Lamar and Tay or Caleb and Luther. That Bears stack, Dad. What do you think?
Stack it up with the Bears. Caleb's going to catch up value-wise closer to Lamar. I mean, I think Lamar has a really good season, but I mean, I think Lamar has another injury season like this year, and Caleb literally could pass him. And Burden's way over Devontae Adams. I know this is an all-in move, but I mean, Snoog, what? Caleb was top 6, top 8 in fantasy points per game. I thought he was 5, yeah. So Caleb was better than Lamar last year. Burden's, I mean, this is you're getting younger and you're getting better at both positions. I mean, I still have Lamar slightly over Caleb, but not by much.
It feels like Lamar for Caleb in a 27 first. That's what it feels like to me.
I agree.
Yeah. Trade 15 here. We got a Dynasty Dad trade on a punting team.
We just got out of the Smash Accept 21.
All right. So his trade is Pickens and Walker or 3 random 27-1s and Braylon Allen. Snoog.
Brock, I'm going to come to you with this one because Snoog and I have already talked about this. We talked about it on the last show, but I wanted to get your opinion here. And I wanted to, shout out to the other guys who got this deal done because doing a 3-way trade is not easy. It was a matter of how does this work for this guy? How does it work for that guy? We were all discussing it. I was literally looking up all the different values and be like, this is kind of what we have here, guys. When it shows up on Sleeper, it's like a receipt at CVS. There's you just you can't even read it, right? But then you get down to it and you're like, okay, let's get down to brass tacks here and figure it out. So what side do you like here?
Yeah, I like that comparison. It's definitely the first year. I think at most, I mean, you're saying random, like Pickens is worth a first, Kenneth's worth a first. It just feels like a free first. And then you got a little toss in, and maybe in case Brees gets moved, you never know. But it's the first side.
And now, Brock, I got 9 of them.
Jeez,
I'm just saying. But listen to this.
How do the league members let this happen?
But Main Mac, no, this actually worked out. Main Mac got George Pickens, a 27 first and a 28 first for Amon-Ra and Chase Brown. I thought he worked out well.
Yeah, that's a good
I got the 3 first for those 2 guys. And Colton 2233 got Amon-Ra, Kenneth Walker, and Chase Brown for 4 27 first and a 28 first. So he gave up 5 first. So he
5 first.
He said, let's get it going, man.
Amon-Ra.
I was
one first too many.
Sometimes you got to overpay. You got to get it there. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to throw in for that 20th super chat. There we go. Kyle Wynn is in. So we will be giving away a roster review. So any other ones here, you're entered. Unless it's Doof, then we might have to flag you.
Kyle Wynn here for the 20th of the night. Appreciate it, Kyle. We got a league here where you can start 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and then 3 at the flex. Discord rankings, he has 4 of your top 13 wide receivers and 5 of the top 16 running backs. So team looks loaded. But how would you ratio wide receiver to running back talent for his starters? Should he be trading running backs for more receivers? Because he's got 5 of the top 16 right now, Dad. What do you when you build a team, do you try to make it equal? Do you want more receiver depth, high end? How would you do this considering you can start the same amount each week?
So if you have 4 wide receivers that are in the top 13, Snoog, I want to get your input on this too, but I look at running backs as the higher scoring option. So if I have my teams, what I really like to do is I like to have 3 elite wide receivers and then another guy in that spot. And then I fill the rest of, I mean, Snoog's seen my contending teams. Brock, you've seen them too, where it's literally I start 2 or 3 wide receivers and I load up on the running backs. Now, most of those are PPC, but I think the running backs outscore the wide receivers for the most part. So, and they're more volatile. They're going to potentially get injured. So I'm rolling with those 4 top 13 wide receivers because you're going to be able to start them. And I think and that's kind of how I feel on that. You know what I mean? Like you'd only have to start 2 running backs. You only have to start 2 wide receivers. If it's a 3 wide receiver league, okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to have more wide receivers in my room. But I feel like a nice balance like this, you got your flexibility and your stability with the wide receivers, and the running backs win you leagues.
Yeah, it's tough. I agree with you because I do think the running backs are significantly less valuable than the wide receivers, just how the general dynasty market treats things, right? So it's like Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, you have guys like that. I'm not trying to sell them for Rome Odunze and Brian Thomas Jr. They're both worth the first, right? But it's like you want that production, you want those assets. So I'm going to keep the 5 running backs in the top 16. If I could start 5 RBs, I'm doing it. I'm doing it all day long, especially in a format where, so you can start 5 RBs. Yeah, take advantage of that. You have 2 extra wide receivers, 2 that you can start, and then 5 running backs that you can start as well. So I think you crush it there.
If he has 4 wide receivers in the top 13, then his worst starter is going to be like a Garrett Wilson type. So I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Roland with the next super chat. Appreciate it here, Roland. He's asking, Snoog, is Gibbs still worth Genty plus A-Chain plus?
He's trying to get me to buy Gibbs off him in our $500 league. And he wants me to add Genty or A-Chain with a bunch of pluses. I'm not really in the situation to do so, so I haven't offered anything to him. Although I love Jahmyr Gibbs, but
I think it's Genty plus a mid 27 first or A-Chain plus an early 27 first for Gibbs, maybe even a little plus. That's how good he is, and that's what sucks is if you don't have the draft capital. So many guys come to me in the Discord, come to me on Twitter, and they're like, I want Jahmyr Gibbs, I want JSN. Well, that's great, but you're going to cripple your team because you don't have your picks. Like those kind of guys cost so much if you didn't draft them in rookie season, and that's why it's so important to nail your rookie drafts. And that's why we're really trying to hammer home, our rookie guide or rookie rankings in the Discord, because if you miss out on JSN, because a lot of people were taking Bryce Young over him, like a lot of people were taking, they were just that class. I was getting JSN at the 106, a lot of spots. And you just got to time it out. You got to trust your guys. You got to know what's there. So that's your cheapest you're ever going to get a player is in your startup or in your rookie draft. If you don't get them and they're elite like that, it's too expensive.
Yeah. All right. Oscar Hernandez with the next trade here from YouTube. We got JT or Hendo in a random 27-1 here, Snoog. What do you think? I think it's worth noting too.
Trevion Henderson by a mile.
So this is what I wanted to talk about. So it's 0.5, but this is the right. I mean, it's Hendo by a mile. But Snoog, let's call it a random 27 first. Jonathan Taylor or this player plus a random 27 first. And I'm going to start high and we're going to work our way down. You ready?
Yep.
Saquon.
Scatterbo.
Jacobs. Kyron. It's still.
Kyron in the random.
I know you don't want to.
Yes.
And then we get down. Derrick Henry. Yeah. Bashal Tootin. I think that's the line then.
That's the line.
Right? But look, that's how good the 27 class is like you give me Derrick Henry in a random 27 first, Derrick Henry is going to put up a good portion of that. And Jonathan Taylor, I believe, is he 25 or is he 20? No, he's 26. Older. He's 27 already. So like he's one of the biggest sells in that format for me because of that. I think I wouldn't do it with Harvey, Hubbard, or Swift, but if you get Henry, Tootin, Kyron, Jacobs, and I think that's feasible, I would do it.
All right. Brandon Kowalski from YouTube's asking Jefferson or the 105 in a mid to random. We've never seen that before. A mid to random 27 first set. So a mid first.
Let's just call it
for Jefferson. Yeah. What do you think?
It's a little light, but not a lot light. Like if I'm rebuilding and because 27 first, like Snoog, we talk about this all the time. Yeah, I want to insulate, right? And almost every league, because I mean, that's my MO. That's what I do. Every single person's like, I'm not trading my 27 first. I'm not going to do it. So if this is one of the last ones, I think Jordan Tyson and a mid 27 first is not a horrible tier off of Justin Jefferson. I would want it. The 103, I would do it in a heartbeat. The 105, I think I want a second yet, but I think it's not that bad for a rebuild. But Jefferson still slightly wins this one.
I feel like we don't even have to sell Jefferson if we're rebuilding. If it's like a one year window or a 2 year window, like why sell him? He just turned 26. It's like, I don't know. Same with Lamb. I feel like you're just selling Lamb and JJF short versus they come out this year and throw up 1,700 yards and they're back up to like 3 first in value. So, I mean, I'd try to get more. I think it's personally like maybe like an early second light, but I think it's fine. If it's a 103 or 102, I'd be a lot better doing it.
You made me double. Jefferson turns 27 in June, so it's not. But it's not.
He's gonna be good though. He's like 35. So
I said that too, and then
he's the Jerry Rice. He's the Jerry Rice of our generation.
I hope so. I hope so. Man, did you ever see like Jerry Rice's #1 like fantasy game? It was like 14 catches, 270 yards, and 5 touchdowns against the Falcons. Like when you put that into perspective, I'm like, that's like, geez. Sorry, I had to get that out there.
It's like 60 something points. That's crazy. All right, Main Mac here coming from the Discord is asking RJ Harvey 205, Evan Ingram, or Hunter Henry in the 109. Dad, what do you think?
First of all, I don't like this trade because I just made the trade to give him to get players off. I have his 27 first. He was one of the guys in the 3-way, which sounded really awkward. But Harvey 205 for me because I don't think that the gap between the 109 is that huge. I think Harvey and the 109 are really close. The 205 almost feels like it's free here. Snoog, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like it's 109 for me. 109.
I think it's close. I think it's close.
Cooper, Conception, Stowers. I'll take it.
0.25 PPC, maybe Harvey a little bit, but I get you. 2 more trades here.
All right, is this the one and only Holy Smokes? Is this his Discord name? He threw a freaking in there.
Hell yeah.
All right. Holy Smokes is asking Achane or 2 in the 106 and a 28-2. Dad, what do you like?
Achane. I think I like Tootin. I like the 106, but it doesn't equal up. You know what I mean? I think Devon Achane is still an elite running back. I am not selling him on a single team until the NFL draft is over because, like I said, I do think
even
the rumors to Seattle. Why, if you're Seattle, why would you draft Jadarian Price in the first round when you can trade?
It'd be an awful pick for them.
But I think they can get if they give up a first and a third, they have their Kenneth Walker replacement here on steroids. And definitely not on steroids because he weighs like 170 pounds. But
all right, Shooty 317 here to close us out. Trade 20. He's asking, would you rather pay a random 27 second for Henry or a 27 first for JT? So, Dad, this isn't insulating, but you need a running back. You can trade a second for a guy or a first for a guy. So maybe it is like an insulating trade. You think, would you rather have a first in Henry or a second in JT? And why? What do you think?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because you're keeping whatever you're keeping. Yeah.
I was looking at this as like, all right, am I going to buy – if I'm a contender, right? And I got to look at this. Am I buying something with a lot of miles on it that's going to be cheaper? I'm trying to buy. I want a truck. I want a nice truck to drive around. I want something. Do I want something reliable, cheap, or do I want to go a little bit flashier and pay a little bit more? And I'm going to take Derrick Henry here. I think I would rather have Derrick Henry in a first, just because I can do something with that first later. I would not pay Derrick Henry in a first to get JT in a second. I think that's a free second. But in this particular situation, I'm buying Derrick Henry and keeping my 27 first because Derrick Henry is going to get me through 90% of the season, right? And then if he goes down to injury, I have a 27 first. My 27 first can buy all except maybe, Snoog, by the time we're halfway through this season, the heat for 27 first is going to be so hot. I think there's going to be about 8 running backs you can't buy for a random to mid 27 first. So I'm taking Derrick Henry.
Yeah, same. I actually like doing both.
It's good value.
I think
he's going both.
Yeah.
Dude, go all in.
I feel like you're in the position to either go Henry or go both. I'd be fine going both, especially if you could get like a Tyreek Hill, Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara thrown in with the JT side. Like, why not, right? I would do it, but if they're late, if not, Henry for the seconds to smash.
I know I saw Joe Mixon signing up for a retirement home league, which is going to be really nice. Like he could be the RB1 there.
It's crazy how quick players can fall off. Like,
well,
it's crazy.
That was the weirdest. Let's get the wheel up. But that was one of the weirdest scenarios ever where you're like, okay. They were like, he has an undisclosed injury. We're like, oh, he'll be fine. They're like, oh, he died.
Famous the whole next
year. Just
the
whole year. You're like, all right, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad I own so many shares.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'm rooting here for TYK. All right. We did it last week where I was rooting for somebody. They won. I'm rooting for all of you. I love you guys. Oof. But TYK, he's not in. So you got a chance. Spin the wheel before he gets in. This is for roster review first. Okay. We're going to do 4 of them, but the roster reviews first. That's the bread and butter. That's the one we want to win. That is Cherda. I believe he's new. So that's awesome.
That's a new person in there.
Jaime was this close.
VIP.
All right. Now we'll give away 3 VIPs. Again, message me on Twitter at DynastyDadFF or Snoog at FFSnoog. Jaime's getting that. You can gift those to a friend. You can, send an email greeting card with one of those on there. Those aren't a thing anymore. I know. Ooh, nostalgic high. All right. And one more. Oh, we got 2 more supers jumped in here, but a little late for the wheel, but we can definitely answer them for you.
Nostalgic just won anyways.
Dion's Raw.
Boom.
Real quick here, nostalgic high. Brock, 103 and an early to mid 27 first, or the 101 on a rebuild?
101.
Ooh.
If
it's early.
Early to mid, baby.
We'll take 101 here.
Oh, really? If it's mid, I think if it's mid, if it's early,
if it's early, I want the 103 side. But if it's mid, I want the 101 side.
Right. But if you're rebuilding, I mean, you're getting right.
Here's the thing: next year the 103 is different. Like mid could cover up until like the 107. You know what I mean?
Right. But whenever somebody says early to mid, I look at that as 103, 104, and to me, that's either Hardy or Coleman.
If it's that, I'm taking.
That's the way I look at it.
Okay,
I'm with you.
I agree.
Last one.
Just the fact that it could be mid though is dangerous.
Yeah, and that's where projection with those 27 first is everything. Start Superflex, start 10, Dart and Lad, or Tet and Goff. I love these. Let's do a whole show of the 2 and 2s.
Dart.
These are fun.
Dart.
Oh, I'm with you too.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Dart over Tet and I have Lad over Goff. So that's a fun little trade there. This has been a fun show. Honestly, every single trade show is but we're next week we'll be back. We'll be looking at, week 7 of the off season. We're going to keep doing this. And every week I'm like, it goes faster and faster. It's like the off season's like summer vacation. You know what I mean? And like every week you're like, dude, we're going to go, except it's the opposite because I don't want to go back to school, but I want to go back to the NFL season. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. You can tell it's past my bedtime, so enjoy the process. Can't believe I mispronounced